Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus versus iPhone 10, the camera reimagined. Is it enough to take down Apple's best camera on a smartphone? Let's find out in this video coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here. You requested it. Galaxy S9 Plus versus iPhone 10 camera comparison. Let's waste no time talking about the software specs. Let's get right into the samples. And we're going to begin here with this street post, an iPhone 10 on the left, Galaxy S9 Plus on the right. Now, at first glance, both look pretty good. The iPhone 10 looks pretty natural, whereas the S9 Plus a little bit brighter and a little bit more vibrant. But closer up, you can see there's more sharpness in the S9 Plus, although maybe a little bit more accurate colors in the iPhone 10. So overall, here it's pretty much a wash, and it's going to be based on personal preference. Now, this next shot is an HDR shot where I think the iPhone 10 did a much better job at producing the more pleasing photo. The Galaxy S9 Plus, while very detailed, just shot a little bit dark on this one. Now we're going to take a look at more of a landscape-based shot, and you can see that the Galaxy S9 Plus and iPhone 10 are pretty close here once again, but when we zoom in just a little bit closer to that John Hancock building, you can see the Galaxy S9 Plus holds more detail where you lose some over there in noise on the iPhone 10. Now, here of the Apple Store, you can see that the iPhone 10 actually produced a more pleasing photo. It did punch up the color a little bit, looks a little more saturated, and I think is the better photo. Now, up close on the telephoto zoom, it's actually about the same as well, but I do think the iPhone 10 is a win again here. Now, the Galaxy S9 Plus and iPhone 10 on this shot, at first glance, look about the same, maybe a little bit better color on the clouds on the S9 Plus here, but getting close in on this structure, you can see that the iPhone 10 loses a little bit of detail here very close. So this one is going to definitely go to the Galaxy S9 Plus. Now here on these flowers, you can see again, it's super close. It's really hard to tell these apart, but there's a little bit more warmth on the iPhone 10, a little bit cooler on the S9 Plus. Getting closer in, you could see that the iPhone 10 brings out the shadows a little bit more. So I'm gonna have to go with the iPhone 10 when it comes to shooting this flower right here. But this could be edited in the Galaxy S9 Plus in post, so that could come back. Now here on this Abraham Lincoln shot, this is really again gonna be personal preference. Brighter photo on the left, more colorful saturated photo on the iPhone 10 on the right. Getting a little bit closer on the optical zoom, you could see again, it's just going to come down to personal preference. It is just super close here. Personally, I would go with the iPhone 10 here. It has a little bit more color. Now here is the iPhone 10 4K video sample downscaled to 1080p. I turned off the audio here because it was super windy. It just would have blew your ears away. But you can see that it does pretty good with the action shot here, but there's a little bit of a jello effect when you are, moving the camera around. You can see it's a little bit twitchy at times, but overall, very smooth here for the iPhone 10. Let's take a look at the Galaxy S9 Plus's content here on 4K downscale to 1080p. Also, again, just a little bit twitchy on this action shot, but still, that optical image stabilization is working very well. And you can see that there's a little bit more brightness, it looks like, than the iPhone 10, but overall, it's a pretty close one. Personal preference again here, even in the daytime video. Here's an iPhone 10 time-lapse, and iPhone does really good with time-lapse. And here's the hyperlapse mode on the S9 Plus, which also does very well. So time-lapse, again, it's really pretty equal here. Now, I took a shot of moving cars doing about 60 miles per hour, and you could see both did a very good job at capturing moving objects, so that's pretty awesome to see. Now, also, you can make out the sign on both of them, but the iPhone 10, while a little bit more noisy, I could read the sign a little bit better on the iPhone 10, so that was a nice touch there to see that pulled that in that sharply. Now here is an iPhone 10 telephoto video test, and you can see we're going to zoom in to see how it does when zooming in and capturing details from far, because you might do things like this on vacation when you're far out and you just want to zoom out and get a quick shot, and you can see that, boom, it does a very good job here, very smooth, not too bad. Now the S9 Plus, here you go, and you can see that stereo audio is picking up more wind on this shot. It looks like it's slightly darker, maybe a little bit, but when we zoom in, it does go a little bit further out than the iPhone 10, but at the same time, if you look closely, you see how it had a little trouble getting that focus in point. So definitely the Galaxy S9 Plus, I don't think is as smooth when it comes to its zooming capabilities as the iPhone 10, but you can argue that it can go farther, and maybe when you do get it in focus, it is sharper. Now, the panoramic shot for the iPhone 10 shows an incredible amount of detail. all the way through the panel in the daytime. So I do appreciate this. Now the Galaxy S9 Plus shoots a wider panoramic shot. So this one I definitely would prefer over the iPhone 10 just because I can get more in that shot. Now on the front cam portrait, you can see that there's a clear difference between the one on the left and the one on the right, a definite blur. However, Apple does need to work out getting the edges a little bit better on their phones. The Pixel 2 really crushes both here. Now on the GS9, I really couldn't tell too much difference between the left and the right, which was a selfie focus on the right. So the focus or the portrait mode on the iPhone 10 is a little bit better on the front to me than the S9 Plus. Now here's an extreme close-up, Galaxy S9 Plus on the left, iPhone 10 on the right, and I think the S9 Plus is a little bit sharper here, so I would pick the S9 Plus on this photo. Now here's another extreme close-up, and again, the Galaxy S9 Plus on the left picks up more detail on that padlock than the iPhone 10 does. So I'm definitely going to take a Galaxy S9 Plus when it comes to close-up macro shots. Now here we go on an indoor shot, a little bit darker on the iPhone 10, a little bit brighter on the S9 Plus. Both are very detailed, maybe a little bit more detailed on the iPhone 10, but brighter on the left. Now here is a monochrome shot on both, and overexposed in the sky for the S9 Plus, more detail in the shadows on the bridge, so I'm going to give it to the iPhone 10 for this one. Here's another landscape shot, and the Galaxy S9 Plus showing the same thing. It is a little bit brighter, but not as detailed in the clouds like on the iPhone 10, so that's going to be personal preference. Here we are at nighttime finally, and you can see the f1.5 is really brightening up the scene on the left, but it's producing an orangish color, and the iPhone 10 is closer to natural, but it's going to be preference again. Here on the iPhone 10 on the left, you can see that's actually a little bit closer to real life. The Galaxy S9 Plus over brightened it just a little bit too much, and the Streamlabs made the whole thing just look orange. Now same thing goes here, a little bit more natural on the right, a little bit brighter on the left, but the Galaxy S9 Plus is picking up more detail when you do zoom in. Here's another shot that looked a little bit off on the S9 Plus when it comes to the color, more natural on the 10, but there is flare in the light post on the Galaxy S9 Plus if you take a look, where it's a little bit more subdued on the iPhone 10. Now here's a shot I definitely prefer the Galaxy S9 Plus. It's a lot brighter than the one on the right, and when you zoom into the target sign, you're going to see that there's much more detail on the Galaxy S9 Plus here over the iPhone 10. This is where the S9 Plus really is strong. When you do zoom in at nighttime, you can really preserve that detail. Now the front-facing camera at night is never going to be good on pretty much any phone, but the Galaxy S9 Plus is brighter again than the iPhone 10. So are you seeing the theme here? Brighter photos and a little bit sharper at nighttime on the S9 Plus. They're even brighter in the daytime, but sometimes you get a little bit more better detail on the iPhone 10 depending on the shadows and the light posts and things like that. But you can see, look at this street lamp, just more noise on the iPhone 10. So Galaxy S9 Plus really shining here at nighttime. Now here is a nighttime panoramic shot of the iPhone 10, and you can see it's super dark, almost unusable. I really would not enjoy this at all, and you're not going to be able to do much to bring that back in post. Now on the Galaxy S9 Plus, you can see extremely bright, definitely a usable photo here. I mean, it's still not great, but you can still see things a lot better. So what is up, guys? Nick here. I'm actually on the bike right now, and I wanted to give you an idea of what the iPhone 10 is like while in action. You know, there is wind blowing right now, and unfortunately Apple likes to go ahead and put on mono audio on their phone. So I'm not sure how well you're hearing me, but let's go ahead and see if the S9 stereo audio while recording on the front-facing camera is any better, or if the front-facing video is any better. Okay guys, so here is the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Again, I am on the bike right now, and you can hear the audio is coming stereo, and this is basically the video quality you get on this one. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hey guys, so here is some video of the iPhone 10 at nighttime. This is 4K 30 downsampled to 1080p for the video. Now you can see right there, it is pretty dark on Alexander Hamilton, but let me go ahead and zoom in and see how the zoom does. So you can see in these challenging low light situations, still tons of digital noise for a phone. I'm gonna come out just for your viewing pleasure, but coming over here, you can see that, you know, in decent lighting, you can see that light isn't too flaring, so that's a nice touch. We do see a little bit of flare right here where my finger is, and the buildings look okay. Once it pulls in a little more light from the street lamps, the cars, things like that, it does get better. But here is the iPhone 10 at nighttime. I think it's pretty good. I just don't think it's amazing just yet. Let's check out the S9. Okay guys, so here is the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus at nighttime, and what I'm noticing right away is a much more brighter image than the iPhone 10, and the one I would prefer. Although it is a bit softer, I think that the iPhone 10 did a better job with the details. Because of the brightness, I can definitely see more things, and I like that more about the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Zooming in could definitely make out a little bit more text, but again, just like the 10, when you do zoom in, it gets very noisy, super digital noise here on the Galaxy S9 Plus. So I'm going to zoom out once again for your viewing pleasure, but look at that brightness all the way through the zoom. That's pretty amazing. That means that f1.5 is working here at nighttime. It stays at that through the zoom. So you can see right there going up, the building very good. And overall, again, the S9 gets even better when there's more lights, but you can see a little bit more flaring on those light bulbs than you did on the iPhone 10. And overall, you know, it's a little soft, but I would definitely have to give the S9 Plus the win here. Hey guys, so that wraps it up here for me of the iPhone 10 versus the Samsung Galaxy S9 camera comparison. Sorry if you can't see me too well right now. It is low light. Front cameras aren't even that great compared to the rear cameras. But if you found this video helpful, enjoying, informing, entertaining, I hope it helped you decide which phone to get based on the camera. Go ahead and click the like button for me. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well, and peace.